Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of our entitled people. In today's episode, I broke my neighbor's roof. I reached an agreement with the owner, but the tenant wants I pay to him instead. My addict brother is being a burden on everyone else. When you're homeless, you have to watch out for other homeless. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. I broke my neighbor's roof. I reached an agreement with the owner, but the tenant wants I pay to him instead. Okay, I don't know if this would be the right subreddit, but here we go. Yesterday, I was going to my grandparents' house for Christmas, and when I closed the door, I realized I had left my keys inside my house. My grandpa went to my brother's job and asked him for his keys, but he had taken the keys that didn't work at all. So, I couldn't get into my house, and the keys, mine and his, that worked perfectly were inside, and the other ones were with me. I had no better idea than to climb onto my neighbor's roof and try to open my window. We live on the second floor. I did it, but the obvious thing happened. I stepped on a tile, and the tile didn't resist my weight, it went down with me. Somehow, I managed to get out of the house, through the same hole I made in the roof, lol, and went back to the ground. A neighbor told me that another neighbor, let's call her Maria, knew the house owner. So, I went to Maria's house and told her what happened. She gave me the owner's number. I'll call the owner Britt, but Britt didn't answer our calls, and the person who lives in the house, Britt rents it out, arrived. I went and told him what happened, apologized, and said I would pay for the tile I broke. Let's call him Matt. He was obviously angry about it and started yelling at me. I told him we were trying to contact the owner, but Matt said that I had to give the money to him. I told him no, I was going to give the money, yes, but I'm going to give it to the owner. Britt finally arrived, and Maria and I love you, lady, told her what happened. Obviously, Britt was mad, but she was more relaxed than Matt. My grandpa arrived at that moment. I told him what was happening, and he started talking with Britt. I had already said I was going to pay, so she was more calm. She told me I was an idiot for doing that, and obviously, I agreed. Then, my grandfather and Britt exchanged information, and they were going to see exactly how bad the damage I did was. Britt and my grandfather were inside the house, but Matt didn't allow them to go in. He almost hit my grandpa. I'm very thankful I didn't see that because I would have gone crazy if Matt had touched my grandfather. So, Britt couldn't see the damage, and Matt didn't even want her to give him some tiles while we bought new ones. So yes, even 24 hours later, his roof is broken and without a temporary replacement. Anyway, my grandfather and Britt reached an agreement that he, actually me, because I'm going to give the money, is going to pay for the new tiles, and everything is settled. But that has to wait because, well, it happened on Christmas, and tomorrow, today, was a holiday, and it was very difficult for someone to open a place to buy them. Then Britt tried to talk to Matt and tell him that, meanwhile, the new tiles arrived, she could give him some of hers, but he didn't accept. IMHO, Matt is trying to make this into a payday for himself. Talk with Britt, she needs to set Matt an ultimatum: either he lets her fix the roof with her spare tiles or he will become responsible for any follow-on damage, e.g. when it rains. Preferably, do stuff in writing when it concerns Matt. Obviously, Ianel, nor even from the US. She actually did it. Matt was yelling at her too, and when he didn't allow Britt and my grandpa get in, she told him he could go away anytime he wants. She is the owner and the only one who decides in that kind of situations. I bet Matt has something to hide that he doesn't want others to know about. He wants to pocket the cash and fix it himself. My addict brother is being a burden on everyone else. My F22 older brother, M33, had a history of drug addiction, but we all thought he got over it until recently, last 6 months. He had a house, 3 young kids, a wife, and a stable job until he got back into the drugs again. Now he has been kicked out of his wife's home and is staying at our very elderly grandmother's house. He is on Centrelink, welfare, with no job and is constantly hound our mother for money. He is aggressive and disrespectful to both our mother and grandmother despite all the help they give him. Now just recently his car, wallet and phone got stolen. He probably just owed someone money. He has a restraining order from his wife and children for DV and was arrested for attempting to rob a servo just this week. Where is he now? Sleeping drugged out on the couch where both I and my parents live. I don't want to be anywhere near him. I don't feel safe and I think he should be in jail. But my mom insists on helping him out and I have tried to convince my mom to cut him off and so has my dad, but here we are. Any advice welcome. Update, got a storage locker and hiding everything I can. I am planning on having a chat with my mom about the situation and asking dad for help to get a lock on my door. The rental market here is a nightmare. Was paying $1,600 a month at one point on rent alone, but if things continue I have a friend whose lease is up soon that I may try to find a place with. Might be a good idea to start looking for housing somewhere else. If your mom asks why, just tell her you don't feel safe at him with him around. Tell your mom the most evil thing you can do to a junkie is deny them their rock bottom. Totally agree. Many people have a hard time navigating the differences between be there and support them, but don't enable. Hitting rock bottom is absolutely necessary to an addict's recovery. Mom needs to cut the purse strings, let him find his rock bottom, and if possible, be there to support him when if he comes around. She's gonna have to accept she can't fix him. Only he can do that. Sort out a social worker and drug counseling advice while he is asleep. Get a notepad and pen to jot all the numbers down. Tear the page out and stick it to the fridge, then get the heck away. Place yourself in a shelter. It's all toxic and you shouldn't be put in that position. If they want to enable him they can, but you can't pour from an empty cup. It's a sinking ship and you should hightail out of it. When you're homeless you have to watch out for other homeless. I'm so stressed, being homeless is hard. I'm tired, cold, and scared too. I'm tired of always having to move. I'm tired of having to protect myself from regular folks. I'm tired of having to protect myself from the bad kind of homeless. First, I have to say I try to keep on the move. I pack up my tent, sleeping bags, and everything every day and move just to stay invisible. But no matter how hard you try, there's always going to be someone who finds you. Today, I had an unfortunate run-in with a homeless man. I woke up early to the sound of someone unzipping my tent. He was homeless like me. He saw me in my tent when he opened it. He just looked at me and said, "Can you help me?" I asked, "With what?" He wanted my blankets and tent. He said he's going to take them because I have to help him. He was threatening me without using language. Honestly, I was scared. It's terrifying to run into a psycho homeless man. Because of my past experiences, I sleep with my Bowie knife always within reach. I am not a tough guy, not at all. I'm a big teddy bear. I grabbed it. My breath was very heavy, almost to the point of hyperventilation. I stared him down and said, "No, just go." I just kept repeating myself, "No, just go," over and over. I guess he got the point that I was in fight or flight, and he had me cornered, so it was fight. I was truly terrified. I am sad to say being scared is almost the new normal for me. He didn't get anything, but I quickly packed up. I don't feel too comfortable. I think this is going to be a night of wandering around, not settling down to sleep. I'm too freaked out. I'm sorry you are in this situation. I can't say I was happy reading this, but I needed to read this. I needed to hear this perspective. Most people need to hear this perspective. There are plenty of people that understand out here in the virtual. You're not alone. Keep in touch. What planet have you been living on? Everyone knows PPL living on the streets face violence and danger from many sources. The only reason you commented on this post was to inflict on the rest of us your pathetic attempt at a poignant and touching little essay. Your trite comment failed, but you did let us all know what a virtuous person you are. Thanks. Is there a way you can get some fabric strips or something to attach to both sides of your opening to tie or lock them together? Some hotels have cheap sewing kits and some fabric stores would give you scraps. Tie the sides together or tie it through the zipper? Sorry if it doesn't make enough sense. Oh man. I can only imagine how hard this is for you. It is very difficult to get a job without an address or access to showers and clean clothes. I sincerely hope the job interviews pan out, and you can get out of the cold. At one point in my life, I was almost homeless. Thankfully, back then, the YWCA would offer small cheap rooms with a desk, a bed, a mini fridge, and a toilet and shower. You don't mention your age or what city you live in. If you are under 21, Covenant House offers a lot of support to get homeless youths back on their feet. Sending positive vibes that you get the job. Keep strong and stay safe. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.